The Forgotten Symphony. Once upon a time, in a quaint little town nestled between rolling hills and a shimmering lake, there lived a reclusive musician named Edgar. Edgar was an enigmatic figure who rarely left his cottage at the edge of town. He was known to be a brilliant composer and pianist in his youth, but as the years passed, he withdrew from the world, leaving behind a legacy of hauntingly beautiful music and unanswered questions. The townspeople would occasionally catch glimpses of Edgar through his cottage window, hunched over his piano, his long, unkempt hair falling over his face as he played. He had become a mystery, a legend, and the subject of countless rumors. One day, a young girl named Amelia, with a heart full of curiosity and a love for music, decided to unravel the mystery of Edgar. She had heard the stories of his brilliance and the sorrow that seemed to envelop him like a shroud. She couldn't resist the lure of discovering the truth behind the reclusive musician. Amelia approached the cottage with cautious steps, her heart pounding in her chest. She knocked softly on the door, and after a moment, it creaked open. Edgar stood in the doorway, his eyes hidden behind a curtain of hair. His pale face was etched with lines of sorrow, and his clothes were threadbare. "Hello," Amelia said gently. "My name is Amelia, and I've heard about your music. It's said to be the most beautiful in the world." Edgar regarded her with a mixture of surprise and suspicion. "Who are you, and what do you want?" "I want to learn from you," Amelia replied. "I want to understand your music, the stories it tells, and the emotions it conveys. Will you teach me?" Edgar hesitated for a moment, then stepped aside, allowing Amelia to enter his dimly lit cottage. The air was thick with the scent of old books and aging wood. The walls were lined with sheet music, and the piano in the corner seemed to whisper tales of a bygone era. "Sit," Edgar said, gesturing to a worn-out armchair. "I will play for you, and you will decide if you truly wish to learn." Amelia watched in awe as Edgar's fingers glided over the piano keys. His music was haunting, filled with longing and sorrow, but also with moments of transcendent beauty. As she listened, tears welled up in her eyes, and she knew that she had found something extraordinary. For days and weeks, Amelia returned to Edgar's cottage, learning the secrets of his compositions. She discovered that each piece was inspired by a chapter of his life, filled with joy, heartache, and the deepest of emotions. As the music flowed through her, she felt a deep connection with the reclusive musician, and it seemed as if they were both on a journey of healing and rediscovery. Amelia's visits began to draw the attention of the townspeople, who had long given up on trying to unravel Edgar's mystery. They watched from a distance as the young girl and the old musician formed an unlikely bond. The music that emanated from Edgar's cottage became a source of wonder and inspiration for the entire town. As the seasons changed, so did Edgar. He no longer hid behind his curtain of hair, and a hint of a smile occasionally graced his lips. Amelia's presence had breathed life back into his world, and he began to share stories of his youth, the love he had lost, and the dreams he had once held. One evening, under the silver light of the moon, Amelia and Edgar decided to perform a concert in the town square. The townspeople gathered, their curiosity piqued by the transformation of the reclusive musician. As Amelia played the piano and Edgar conducted, the music they created together was nothing short of magical. The symphony that flowed from their hearts seemed to bridge the gap between past and present, sorrow and joy, loneliness and connection. It was a symphony that spoke of redemption, of the power of music to heal, and of the beauty that could emerge from the darkest corners of the soul. As the final notes of their performance hung in the air, the townspeople erupted into applause, their hearts moved by the music and the story it told. Edgar and Amelia took a bow, their eyes locked in a shared moment of triumph and renewal. In the months that followed, Edgar's cottage became a place of joy and music. He and Amelia continued to compose together, creating a symphony of life that resonated not only with the people of the town but also with their own hearts. Edgar's reclusive existence had been transformed into a vibrant and meaningful life once more. And so, the legend of the reclusive musician, Edgar, evolved from one of mystery and sorrow into one of hope and inspiration. His music, once forgotten, now echoed through the hearts of those who had the privilege of hearing it, reminding them of the power of connection, the healing embrace of music, and the beauty that could emerge from the depths of the human spirit.